Shakur moved so well. He won every round, and he was just a step ahead with quickness and just with, just the plan himself. Great plan coming in, and he did well. Congratulations to him.
He won all the rounds? Is that what you're saying? He won all 12 rounds?
Well, maybe he lost one, but he won the majority of rounds.
At what time did you realize that this was just going to be Shakur taking over the whole fight?
After the fourth round.
After the fourth round?
Yeah.
Yeah, don't scare me. I'm not scared of you. Upstairs, let's make it happen. 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 We don't even gotta keep talking. Let's make it happen. Okay? Eddie, I want him.
We're ready.
He's smooth. He's smooth. He's smooth. I got him. Okay?
The professional boxing community has been responding to the matchup between Shakur Stevenson and Teofimo Lopez. Expectations were sky high, and the action inside the ring matched the build-up. The contest that unfolded was one supporters had been anticipating for a long time. It became a tactical duel built on quickness, precision, and determination, with momentum repeatedly shifting between both sides. When the bout reached its conclusion, the venue felt drained. Both athletes were worn down, and discussion across the sport immediately turned from live commentary to strong instant reactions. Right from the start, it was clear this would not be a simple, one-sided contest. The opening rounds featured careful testing, distance control, and mutual respect typical of top-tier professionals studying each other. Those early exchanges centered on accurate lead hands and well-timed replies, high-level fundamentals that appear effortless only when performed at the highest standard. At times, the tempo resembled a structured dialogue, with each boxer offering responses and adjustments, then suddenly breaking the pattern with a tight, effective combination that jolted the crowd. Preparation showed on both sides, along with the flexibility to adjust when initial tactics met resistance. One fighter relied on angles, sharp timing, and exact counter shots to collect points efficiently. The other applied steady forward pressure, attempting to close space, invest in bodywork, and expand brief opportunities into sustained offense. The difference in styles created a compelling back-and-forth pattern throughout the match. Certain rounds highlighted the defensive technician at his best, evading shots, converting defense into scoring bursts, and exiting exchanges cleanly. Other rounds favored the aggressor, whose forward push led to messy moments and tie-ups that limited clean targeting and complicated scoring. The contrast between movement-based control and intentional contact kept tension high, with every momentum swing strongly felt by the audience. Several moments stood out as replay-worthy highlights, including a pivotal middle-round surge where a fast barrage from the pressing fighter connected solidly and forced his opponent onto the back foot for the first time. That sequence influenced the next stretch of rounds, visible both in scoring trends and in ring demeanor. Later, the momentum swung again when the counter-puncher answered with a sharp late-round combination series that drove his opponent to the ropes and created space to regroup. It reinforced how accuracy and timing can be as impactful as sheer power. These exchanges carried mental weight as well as physical effect. Subtle shifts in posture were noticeable, while trainers called out urgent instructions between rounds. That element, the strategic and emotional layer, is part of what defines elite boxing. A brief exchange lasting only seconds can reshape the tactical direction for the rounds that follow. That dynamic added another layer of intrigue to the Shakur Stevenson versus Teofimo Lopez matchup. What truly elevated this matchup was the way each boxer kept modifying his approach as the rounds progressed. Whenever the advancing fighter managed to get closer and create effective pressure, his opponent responded by changing tempo, sending out repeated lead shots, angling away to his left, and selecting smarter counter positions instead of engaging in wild exchanges. On the other side, when the defensive sharpshooter began landing more accurate punches, the aggressor answered by mixing in more uppercuts and body attacks. Focusing on close-range offense meant a slow movement and reshape the engagements. These small tactical shifts are often the dividing line between world-class competitors and those just below that level. Victories are frequently decided by subtle details rather than highlight moments. A slight adjustment in foot placement, a tiny pause before firing, or choosing to target the torso rather than the head during a key exchange. The trainers played an important role, reading the action correctly and delivering short, direct instructions that their fighters followed despite deep fatigue. The audience reaction developed into its own storyline during the bout. Volume rose when forward momentum and pressure took center stage, then softened into focused silence when precise counter sequences slipped cleanly through defense. As the contest moved into the later rounds, the sound inside the arena grew intense, with loud responses to major exchanges and spontaneous chants that seemed to drive the fighters to continue despite exhaustion. Broadcast analysts shifted between rapid-fire narration and technical breakdowns, while online platforms filled almost instantly with reaction clips, instant opinions, and slowed-down footage where experienced coaches highlighted key positioning details and defensive movements. It's uncommon for a single contest to capture wide public excitement while also satisfying technical purists, yet this one delivered both elements. Casual viewers found it engaging, and dedicated students of the sport had plenty to analyze. Momentum changes appeared across multiple rounds rather than coming from one single decisive sequence. A strong burst in the middle portion favored the fighter pressing forward and could appeal to judges who value initiative. Later, a string of clean counters that clearly shook the attacker reinforced how visible, accurate punches carry significant scoring weight. The closing rounds revealed a great deal about both fighters. Shakur and Teofimo demonstrated stamina and punching force, but more importantly, they maintained form and structure even while short of breath and dealing with accumulated damage. That ability to stay technically sound under pressure often reflects the quality of preparation behind the scenes, where strong training teams focus on performance in stressful moments. Their exchanges in the final stretch, gave the impression of two competitors fully committed to emptying their reserves before the end. Each continued to engage with intent, following through on that mindset until the last seconds ticked away. The immediate scenes after the bout showed mixed emotions. There were respectful gestures and brief embraces, controlled expressions, and exhausted trainers who looked drained from the experience. In that short window after the decision, there was shared recognition that both athletes had met the challenge presented to them. Coverage that came afterward blended appreciation with careful breakdowns. Reporters and analysts highlighted the quality and competitiveness of the contest, choosing detailed discussion over oversimplified summaries.
Yeah. You right back there. Yeah. What if I check? Right back. Hey, everybody got security, boy. He leaving now, right? Hey, what if I check?
Right after the result, discussion broke out across the fan base and among analysts. Conversations centered on which rounds could have gone either way, whether forward pressure should outweigh clean accuracy, and what the logical next step should be for each fighter involved. Some voices pushed for a direct rematch, while others proposed major bouts against opponents with very different styles. That kind of divided reaction is often the ideal outcome for promoters after a tight and engaging headliner, because it keeps interest and business momentum alive. From a skills standpoint, the contest highlighted several enduring principles of the sport. Control of timing and range remains a decisive advantage, giving a quicker, more mobile boxer the chance to limit heavy shots and collect points with efficient, low-exposure offense. On the opposite side, steady forward movement and consistent attacks to the body continue to be reliable methods for slowing mobility and turning a tactical duel into rougher, close-range exchanges where strength and persistence play a bigger role. Each strategy proved effective at different stages, which made it difficult to reduce the bout to a simple storyline. Both top-level competitors leaned into their strengths and managed to capitalize on the other's vulnerabilities. The scoring task was challenging not due to disorder, but because of complexity. Control shifted multiple times, rounds were closely contested, and each fighter had standout stretches. That kind of uncertainty is what keeps a fight memorable, since reasonable arguments can be made for more than one outcome, encouraging repeated viewings and extended debate. Early reactions across the boxing world showed a wide range of thoughtful takes. Active fighters pointed to composure and in-fight changes. Coaches highlighted strategic adjustments and endurance preparation from both corners. General viewers focused on the excitement of the overall show. Online feeds quickly filled with slowed-down clips of a few key exchanges, replayed again and again as people studied the fine technical details of those moments.
Teofimo that beat Lomachenko, what if that Teofimo shows up?
Like I said, Lomachenko is a not easy fight. Teofimo was able to be in the ring with different type of fighters and figure it out.
As expected, the hours following the decision brought a wave of strong opinions and confident verdicts. Even with those quick judgments, the overall response leaned toward respect. Viewers and analysts alike recognized the effort from two competitors who put their reputations on the line in front of a worldwide audience. And many pointed to the bout as a reminder of how engaging top-level boxing can be. From a business standpoint, the result is likely to influence future matchmaking and divisional discussions. A standout showing, whether scored as a tight win or a razor-close defeat, increases a fighter's negotiating position and public appeal. Meanwhile, a determined performance in a narrow outcome makes the other boxer a desirable matchup for several potential opponents. With that in mind, promoters, sanctioning organizations, and broadcast partners now have new angles to work with. Contract options for a return bout may come into play, while talk of title consolidations or cross-division matchups will likely surface as teams look to build on the attention generated. For followers who value storyline and consequences, this event delivered both elements. One fighter leaves with forward momentum, while the other gains a clearly defined redemption path. Regardless of how the official records read in the long run, the perception created on this night will carry real weight in near-term opportunities. Shakur and Teofimo offered something different from a quick stoppage or a one-sided tactical display. The contest required adjustments, tested decision-making, and called for resolve throughout. Even weeks later, observers are likely to revisit the late-round sequences and the split-second choices made under strain. When a single matchup pushes discussion about the current standard of elite boxing, it has done its job. For dedicated fans of the sport, that's the kind of outcome that matters. Stay with us for further coverage, and be sure to subscribe.